What's good, YouTube? Or Storm here coming at you guys in the video. Today I'm going to be doing just a slight little update video for the channel. Just gotta let you guys know where things are at. This was something I decided to do because I felt like there was a little too much to talk about in the community post or on Twitter. I know I've been loading your guys' feed up with the community post, but I really like having access to that now because that is the best way to keep you guys up to date on what's going on what I'm working on. So I'm going to be using that tab primarily to update you guys, so keep an eye on that tab. As you guys have seen, I've been working on the Mass Effect series, but a few videos ago I did a response video to one of Manga Kamen's videos, the one he did on Pokemon Legends Arceus. While I have not played the game, I just simply took issue with one point he had in the video talking about graphics. And I noticed that when the video went up, while it is doing very well view-wise, the issues are obviously that, while y'all can't see them, I can see that it has, I think it's like 5 likes to 22 dislikes. I haven't checked it in a few weeks, but obviously when you have a video that's got that many dislikes, it's time to kind of take a step back, take a look at it, and see what can be improved for next time. Now, there are some things I do stand by that I said in that video. I did say that I do believe graphics can be judged from an objective standpoint. I understand that there are a lot of people out there who think the shoe in front of you is subjective, and I'm sorry, you are a Neanderthal, you're stupid. I'm just going to put it out there. It's very difficult for some people to separate what is an objective fact from their personal subjective opinion. And I understand that even wading into those waters starts a lot of arguments, but I may do a video on it at some point, kind of like talking about objective ways to view graphics in video games, but I stand by that point I made in the video, is that there are ways to judge graphics objectively, and that you cannot dismiss criticism of said graphics by simply saying that they are subjective. That's just how it is. But anyways, I did get some feedback on the video that it was not properly edited, it wasn't scripted, and you guys are right. It was a one-day project. In case it wasn't obvious, it was something I just did in one day. It was also something it was my very first time actually doing any kind of editing, like serious editing in Sony Vegas. So oftentimes, much like this video, none of these videos are scripted. I don't like typing up scripts. The exception would be the Mass Effect projects that I've been working on over the past, I think it's almost 2 months now. I did type up a script for that, but I don't tend to script my content. It tends to be all in one take, so that's just how it is. But for in the future, if I do decide to do response videos or more dedicated big projects, I may type up a script. I can't promise, but I do want to kind of sometimes do what I'm doing for the Mass Effect videos, which is doing something a little more scripted and dedicated. So yeah, so speaking of those Mass Effect videos, I do know part 6 is coming at some point. I have simply the last thing I need to do is see if I have enough Javik footage, because my dumbass did not record any of the From Ashes DLC when I was recording all my gameplay. So I've got to see if I've got enough Javik footage from the footage I already have, and I've got to get some footage from Mass Effect 3's multiplayer now that I have an Xbox Series S. I've been able to play the multiplayer again, so I've just got to get maybe a match or two of footage and get that on my computer, and it'll be good to go to start work on that. It's a pretty substantial part of, because I'm covering both the DLC and some of the Fallout after it came out, so it's going to be a little bit longer than probably the other parts, maybe about as long as part 5. One thing I really am trying to do for you guys is, one thing feedback I have gotten is that I tend to not get to the fucking point. So that's something I've gotten feedback on in the past. So one thing I really appreciate about those Mass Effect videos is they're short, they're sweet, they get to the point. And that's something I've been trying to do. That's something I really think I did decently in the Manga Kamen video, is I kept it short, kept it sweet, didn't waste your time. Now, it doesn't mean you won't get those longer in-depth videos from me, because I know that y'all really liked the Shadol Dino in-depth video. I got a lot of views on that. And I occasionally will do content like that. Again, that was also something experimenting with me, learning how, but now I'm a lot more experienced with how Vegas works, so I think that's content that's coming that's going to be coming in the future. Back over to Yu-Gi-Oh! You guys are probably wondering, am I going to continue to do Yu-Gi-Oh! Content? And the answer is yes. There may be times where I delve into other things, but it's still going to primarily be a Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel, but I may occasionally delve into other things. I did see the Master Duel ban list. In case you guys are wondering, it's not very good. I don't think anyone has really disagreed on that point. The only good things, I think, was that Conquistadors to 1 is probably the only hit in there that might have an impact. I think Eldritch, they do have another trap, when I looked it up, that turns a monster to 0. People just don't play it because Conquistadors on Ankaro are better. I literally think a lot of Eldritch players are just going to put 1 or 2 of that in their deck, and the deck's going to function pretty much the same. But Conquistadors is a really strong card. Let's not kid ourselves. It's a pretty significant hit on Eldritch. But other than that, I think the only really good thing is they finally got rid of DD Dynamite. They didn't get rid of it, but this is one. While I don't like semi-limits, this is the one time a semi-limit was a good thing because it killed off that FTK, because now you can't trap trick it. So it's a pretty significant hit on those bot Banquet FTKs that many of us were having to deal with in ranked. As far as anything else related to Master Duel, I did play the Synchro Festival. I'm getting a little bit burned out on it. I do think that Konami they are hitting a lot of the right buttons, and they are keeping it up to date with new content, but I'm at the point where it's like, give me more. The game needs a little more content quicker, because the game's already really far behind our current sets. If you look at our current sets, and if you look at Master Duel, like DPE is not in the game, Illusion of Chaos is not in the bot cards aren't in the game, and it feels like it's always going to be a few sets behind, and that's fine. But I feel like they need to be adding more cards quicker. I think that's something I'd like to see them do a little bit more with that game. As far as actual Yu-Gi-Oh, now we're getting to the fun stuff. Is something I mentioned in my community post, was the fiasco that was the Houston Regionals, and I do say fiasco because that's what it was. So we haven't had a actual regional locally here in Houston since pre-COVID. I think I don't think I had been to one since maybe 2019. So this was a long time coming. This was something I was really, really looking forward to. Put a ton of time and effort into getting my deck ready. There was one change that I didn't see before the event that I really would have liked to change but this is again what the issue was. So online, they always start these regionals late. This has never always been an issue, but not to this degree. I don't think they were prepared for like 500 something people to show up, but they should have been, because they should have known, because this was the first regional since COVID. So a bunch of more people than usual were going to come and were going to show up. They should have been more prepared. They were super short-staffed. This has been an issue in the past. I understand it can be difficult in times like this to hire, but like people, they needed to hire more. They needed to be better prepared. Because what had happened was, they were supposed to open at 8 a.m., tournament started at 10, I got there about 9 o'clock, doors didn't open until about 9:30, and I don't fill out my deck list till I get to the event. This is something I've always done, because there was one time I filled it out and beforehand and realized, oh, I want to change a card, but now I can't, because I'd already filled out my deck list already. So that's something I've learned. That's the reason why I waited till event day to fill it out. Could I have filled it out ahead of time and competed in the event? Absolutely. But I have my reasons for why I don't, because I've had that issue in the past where I filled out my deck list, turn it in, and then all of a sudden, oh, I need to change a card. Oh, I've got to write my deck list again. Now, would I have competed if I had written my deck list out ahead of time? No. Yeah, probably. But even my buddy who built his deck, he was well ahead of me in line, and he didn't get in. So there was probably a good 75 to 100 people that just didn't get to play because they weren't properly prepared. Now, the venue itself could fit about 500 people total, but the tournament cut off at about 450. Obviously I'm hoping the next regional is in June, so I will be going, but it just sucks to put all that time, all that effort to go, and then be told by the people, oh, well, you just wasted 3 hours of your time waiting in line. We ran out of spots. I was at the back of the line because I took a while to fill out my deck list. I was waiting for a couple of things. There was one reason why was because I didn't have my 2 ghost spells did not come in, so I was trying to sort out my PayPal so I could get those 2 ghost spells for my deck. And then I took a while to fill out my list because I don't know, I didn't know the name of Artemis before the event. I literally just know it's level 1 light spellcaster. So I really think DNA and the people who run the Houston Regional, if y'all do happen to catch this video, just be a little bit better prepared next time, so 70 to 100 of us don't feel like we wasted our time getting up early and coming to the regional. Just be a little better prepared next time. It's not like one thing I just don't like is having my time wasted, and that's what I felt like. I feel like my time was wasted. But I will be attending the one in June, and I will probably be filling out my deck list ahead of time. I don't think I'm going to have to make a lot of significant changes anyways, but the deck list fill out process was quick. It was registration that was taking a long time, because when I went to turn my deck list, it's like, check, you're good, go get in this line. That was quick. It was the registration process that was taking up so much damn time. And on top of that, they also ran out of the Battle of Chaos packs. So even if I had gotten to the line and competed, I may have not even gotten those packs. So to summarize, I do think the Houston Regional has had these issues in the past, some of these issues, and they obviously just were not prepared for this attendance numbers, but it was the first regional since COVID, so they probably should have been better prepared. I'm just saying. It sucks when you feel like you wasted your time, but as far as actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's at, it's interesting that they have not given us a release date for the new ban list. I think if I could guess why, it's that they know that Albaz and these other decks are going to be much better than anything that's slightly below it, and those decks are so fresh and the cards are so new that they can't really deal with them on the ban list until the product's kind of like made its way around. And typically with a set like Battles of Chaos, we don't get those reprints in the Megatons till the following year. But as far as the Albaz deck, though, I do think that with structure decks, they're a little less, they don't have as much time as a set like Battles of Chaos. However, I may have a separate video where I talk about hits to some of the decks. It'll be interesting to see when they drop the ban list. I think they may drop it before, they may wait until after the national season, because we don't have like Worlds, quote unquote, this year, but they are having some national events this year. So it's possible that they they wait until after those tournaments, or they do it right before we get our ban list. I just wish they would just go back to regular dates. Just give us a time so we know when the ban list is coming. This like waiting, just sitting around waiting, not knowing whether Grim Reaper is going to come and axe your deck can be very agonizing sometimes. But that about comes to the end. I do have a few other projects. I did mention that in the community post and on Twitter. I do have a few other projects that I wanted to work on that I wasn't going to talk about here, but there's a catch. I was going to begin working on a Warzone review. I know that like a lot of you guys probably may not be super interested in Warzone. I know Call of Duty's kind of hit or miss for some people, but I did want to, since Warzone is kind of coming to its end, where I think these next couple seasons are going to be the last wave of content. I wanted to kind of do a more dedicated review of should you play Warzone in 2022, kind of giving a review of where it's at. The catch is that my channel is currently, in its current status, is not monetized, and if I'm going to put that much time into a project, I'd like to make a little bit of money off it. Even if it's just a little bit, I would like to make a little bit of money off it. Because I know that those Mass Effect videos that I made, as much time and effort as I put into them, even if they do take off and they do get into the algorithm, I'm not going to be able to make money off them when I hit 1,000 subs. So at least as far as I know. So speaking of those videos, once the Mass Effect project is done and the channel is monetized, I am going to do a longer, I'm going to take those 6 videos and kind of make it all into one big video, but I'm going to need a little bit of a break because I've been so much time talking and working on Mass Effect. That would be something that would probably come after the Vanguard video, assuming the channel does get monetized again. But those are 2 projects, and alongside them possibly doing the objective thing with the graphics. Those are 3 kind of video projects that I'm not totally saying we'll go get all 3. The objective one, I don't know if I want to even wade into those waters because, as I said, there's just so many people who think everything is subjective, that even wading into those waters is like wading into a minefield. So that one I'm not sure, but the other 2 will definitely be coming. As far as Yu-Gi-Oh content, I actually have a tech card that someone pointed out to me that I'm going to be doing a video on very, very soon. I'm probably going to record it right after this. That's going to be coming. Also, I'm going to be doing a deck profile exchange with a friend of mine I mentioned earlier, Black Cat Yugioh. Me and him are planning on doing an exchange of deck profiles, so he's going to upload on my channel. I'm going to upload on his, just because we've kind of got stuck in the same boat. But I'm just waiting on a couple of cards, but we're going to do a deck profile. So he'll be uploading on my channel at some point in the future, hopefully. That will be coming. And there is a tech card video coming very, very soon. I'm not going to spoil it for you because you got to wait to see. But that's going to be coming very soon as well. I've been wanting to do updates for a few decks, but I'm not sure if I don't have the cards on me, so I haven't decided whether I'm going to do a Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck file or if I have the cards. I've been wanting to update Herald. I understand that a lot of people don't like Herald after we've had to deal with Drytron for so long, but I have the deck, I like the deck, and I'd like to build it, find a way to build it with focusing primarily on Herald, because I basically want to build Herald with a side of Drytron, not Drytron with a side of Herald. That's something I wanted to profile at some point. That may come soon in the next few weeks. But again, Mass Effect Part 6 is going to be a focus. Some of the videos Yu-Gi-Oh! Content may come out in between to make up for the lack of videos. And speaking of that, that's one thing I do appreciate you guys who have stuck around, is that I understand that I have not consistently uploaded for you guys. I will take very, very long breaks and say, oh, hey, I'm back, and then leave for a few times. And I understand that's frustrating as a subscriber, because when someone you like just leaves and doesn't tell you why. If I do take a long hiatus, I will tell you guys from now on. That's something I can do better and improve on. But anyways, I do appreciate you guys who have stuck around and keep watching. You know, even when I'm not uploading Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, I do appreciate you guys. So anyways, comes the end of the channel update video. I hope you guys did enjoy. I know it's a little on the longer side, but I had a lot to talk about. So anyway, guys, as always, I thank you guys for watching. So Warstorm, signing out.